Back at our desk this morning, Congressman Al Green, Democrat of Texas, here to talk about your new impeachment effort. You came to the floor to offer this over the president's remarks on Gaza. We were just playing them for our viewers in case they missed them. Where is the crime here committed by the president with this proposal?
Well, thank you for asking, because impeachment does not require a crime that is statutory. Many people think so, so it gives me a great opportunity to explain. Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution indicates that one can be impeached and that one is the president, and then there are others, for high crimes, misdemeanors, or, felonies, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. And this is important because many people assume that that means a statutory offense. It does not. And the word misdemeanor means misdeeds aside from some minor offense. Misdeeds are those things that will shock your conscience. So a president can literally be impeached for shocking one's conscience. In 1868, Andrew Johnson was impeached for saying bad things about Congress. Speaking ill of Congress, he was impeached. It was Article 10 of those articles of impeachment. Hence, we can impeach the president for things that he might do that are immoral or that hurt society. These are the things that we should focus on.
Why do you think that this hurts society? What he said at the White House this week.
Oh, well, this week, let's just focus on one thing right now. And let's focus on what he said about Gaza. The president and the prime minister of Israel on stage together. And the president talks about moving people from Gaza to some other place. Now, he hasn't talked to the people who live there, the Palestinians. They talk about them as though they're animals that can be herded and pushed and moved, and with some assumption that they're going to have great appreciation for what they will do in taking them from their homeland. And for the Prime Minister of Israel to indicate that this is something worthy of consideration, maybe not his exact words, but that was the import. Worthy of consideration, Mr. Prime Minister, with your history, you know the history of your people, 6 million, Holocaust. I believe in the Holocaust. I know that it occurred, and I know the Prime Minister knows. And he ought to be more sympathetic to the Palestinian people because he said they were not the people that he was at war with. He was at war with Hamas, not the Palestinian people. Now babies have been killed in the thousands. People are being relocated, yes, from one part of Gaza to another part. But the president and the prime minister, what they said will live in infamy. And I don't know that they'll recover from it. I quite frankly, if I may say this, I think the president, that alone in my world would cause him to have to resign.
Let's listen to the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt yesterday at the briefing when she was asked about the president's comments.
On Gaza, the president has spent basically his entire public career criticizing foreign entanglements, nation building, sending American troops to fight abroad, particularly in the Middle East. This plan seems like it could ultimately involve all of those things. Can you explain this reversal and how building and owning Gaza squares with America First foreign policy?
I would reject the premise of your question that this forces the United States to be entangled in conflicts abroad. The president has not committed to putting boots on the ground in Gaza. He has also said that the United States is not going to pay for the rebuilding of Gaza. His administration is going to work with our partners in the region to reconstruct this region. And let me just take a step back here, because this is an out-of-the-box idea. That's who President Trump is. That's why the American people elected him. And his goal is lasting peace in the Middle East for all people in the region. And as I said in my opening remarks, we've had the same people pushing the same solutions to this problem for decades. And it's been made very clear to the president that the United States needs to be involved in this rebuilding effort to ensure stability in the region for all people. But that does not mean boots on the ground in Gaza. It does not mean American taxpayers will be funding this effort. It means Donald Trump, who is the best deal maker on the planet, is going to strike a deal with our partners in the region.
Al Green, your response, and does it alleviate your concerns?
Not one scintilla. The president didn't say that. She said it. Aside from this, the president has been talking about this real estate deal and how Gaza can be rebuilt and recreated. He's been talking about this for some time now. And he was serious about it. We can't let him now say, oh, it was just a joke. You don't joke about things like this. And I said that he should resign. To be candid with you, so should the Prime Minister of Israel. Both of them will live in infamy for the way they are treating people, human beings, not dogs, not animals, not cattle to be herded. These are people. They have lives, and they should be consulted. You don't consult them and then you make a plan to deal with where they'll live and how they will live. That's an insult. And I would also add this. For those people who think that this is all just something that will blow over, remember this. The president was serious when he said he wanted to eviscerate the Department of Education. Now, the Department of Education was something that Congress created, and the president can't just do that with a stroke of a pen with an executive order. But, you know, he says that, and he's serious about it because he has said publicly that he wants his Department of Education person, the Secretary of the Department of Education, he wants that person to put herself out of a job. Those are his words, put herself out of a job. So the president has a record that he's going to have to run from and not run on as he continues. And I would add this, the president should be impeached. I said that on the floor of the House. He should be impeached, but I'm not saying that it would be necessarily for what happened in Gaza. There's a target-rich environment. There are many things that may be placed in these articles of impeachment, but it should be because he's unfit to be president. Unfit. And when these impeachment signs start going up around the country, when people see these signs, I assure you, the pressure is going to be on Congress to do something. Impeachment doesn't mean that he will be removed from office, but it will say to the country that this is what we stand for. It's been said that the protests don't have a plan. Well, the plan is here. This is the plan. Protest, complain now, impeach later.